Right. Well, I just had some dinner. I've been up all day working. And everything's going to be all right. I'm just going to go to bed here in about 5 minutes. You guys will be okay, right? You're fine. You guys look good. You're doing good. We like to follow traditions around here, so I was talking about the the very weird but somewhat interesting collection of choices on Norwegian Airlines. And anybody watch the Pink River Dolphin, Amazonian Pink River Dolphin documentary on Norwegian? It's really quite, I actually am very grateful that Norwegian has, and I actually watched, really went down 6 hours of a rabbit hole of watching some sort of Norwegian corporate kind of it's kind of like a Twin Peaks, but it's a little about some sort of Enron of some small town in Norway. It was I watched 6 episodes of this thing, and I'm why am I doing this? But I just couldn't stop. So there's been lots of that going on, but I've learned a lot on those Norwegian trips. And one of the things I was joking about this in Singapore, this mass meditation, one of the things was we thought that we had to go to Oslo to get this licorice that's made with stevia. But then we found out that around the corner from our studio on Mallorca, at the Britvid, which is the British grocery store, they sell it there. Cheaper than they sell it in Oslo. So, we no longer can really justify the Oslo trip for the stevia licorice. So it's kind of it busted our whole Oslo kind of front, our licorice laundering front in Oslo. So we flew Cathay Pacific, and there was a couple more interesting things, but I got to watch this incredible documentary yesterday called The Eagle Huntress. Has anybody watched it? One person. Isn't it so beautiful? Please watch this documentary. It's so beautiful. And they had a couple more choices than Norwegian, but still, I hunted for the weirdest thing I possibly, because anytime I'm I just want to kind of Netflix and chill, and I always find myself in watching some horrific documentary that's about the meth problem in America or some other kind of but this one was just so beautiful. It's called The Eagle Huntress, and this incredible girl who's Mongolian. She basically, after 1,300 years or 13 generations, or a lot, it's 13 was the number, of this particular type of tradition where you basically these people take an eagle on one of the 3 days that you can take an eagle out of its nest. It's kind of intense, but you take an eagle out of its nest and it actually can survive without its mother, and then the eagle kind of becomes your spirit animal. It's not violent, but they do they kind of take the eagle on as the daemon and the spirit animal, and then they train the eagle to kind of be do this whole really powerful kind of dance where the eagle actually they train it to come off the mountain and land on the arm through sound and through your eagle actually can hears your sound, and that's how they land. That's how they find your arm. So it's a whole very kind of intensive training, and then after 7 years you actually let the eagle back out into the wild. So it kind of opens. I'm just ruining it for you. It's a little anticlimactic, so it'll be fine. But so it opens with the father kind of letting the 7-year cycle, letting his eagle out, and then if you're an eagle hunter, you continue to you get another eagle in that 3-day period, and they're so connected to the cycle. So only 3 days a year is it possible for you to kind of have another kind of eagle to train, and you only have one at a time, and then every 7 years you let it go. So it's been passed down man to man for I think either 1,300 years or 13 generations, a long time. I think more than, it's 1,300 years or something. Man to man, father to son to father to son. Well, this beautiful father sees that his daughter is, basically a very skilled kind of huntress, and so he decides to train her on this kind of art. And she's the first woman, she's the first girl ever to have the training, and then she ends up going in and kind of shaking up the whole. And it's worth just watching for these like cuts of these interviews they do with like the guys, like the elders, and like it cuts to like, you know, is it okay for a girl to be an eagle huntress? And they're like, no. but then it cuts to another one, and he's like, and then they ask, but so then she wins. She wins like number one. She's 13 years old and she wins, right? And then they go back to the guys and they're like, you know, well, what do you think about her winning, you know, the number one kind of like prize of the Eagle Huntress? You know, it's like the whole year, you know, she's won this prize and she's only 13 and she's a girl. And like, what do you think about that? And then it's like, you know, you see them like, they're like, well, she won't be able to really hunt. You know, so like, and then it goes on to like, she won't be able to handle the mountain. You know, it goes on to this whole thing. It's just hilarious. But so, you know, it's a very beautiful story. But I was very moved because, you know, she has begun a new tradition. Well, as Harijivan has been saying, you know, I had to go to Singapore to kind of keep a front up so nobody knows that we're actually opening Rama NYC. we had to like go to Singapore to keep like the trail cold on the Rama NYC. But I just found out in our new location in New York City, which we're unofficially announcing because we're going to announce it on Solstice, is that we just found out this last night that this, well, first of all, there was a business there for 60 years before we now will be taking this place. It's an incredibly historic business, and part of the history of the business is it was the first female-run business in the Lower East Side. And I just found out this last night. And it was kind of like a scandal. In the 1940s, a woman ran this business. So, but I think it's a good sign that this place has been, it was 60 years, one business before ours. I always, you know, like if you're ever looking for brick and mortar, you got to be careful if there's been like a lot of turnover in the place, because, you know, this is like bad juju, you know. 60 years it's been, and then it's been empty for 2 years in like a prime location. It's been, and I saw it 6 months ago and was like, no, I'm not getting myself into this. I'm no eagle huntress. I'm not interested in this trouble. And so I just, you know, I ignored it, and it just kept on knocking on our door. So when I called back about it a couple months later, but I didn't know, it had been basically sitting there waiting for us for the past couple of years. So we're very excited about this. But the whole reason I went to Singapore was to throw the whole. So I hope that, did it help? Were you guys confused? Like, what's going on? She must not be opening in New York because she's in Singapore. Did it work? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So we had a great time in Asia. It was a beautiful time and very special kind of experience there, especially because so many people, like when we did that mass meditation in Singapore, 175 of the people there had never done Kundalini yoga before. So, you know, I'm always happy about that because you're really opening up a space of a whole new kind of experience, and people are so thirsty and really open to it, and it was really, really beautiful. So it was a good trip, and I'm happy to be home, and we're also happy to kind of start to grow our family on the East Coast. Are you still over there? Oh, you're happy. I was going to say, I have one really happy person. Some of the LA people are like, they're like, those Mongolian guys. Like, no. I have one happy New Yorker in the room. Good. I'm glad. We're very happy, and it's going to be a very special place. It's going to have like a whole kind of situation. It's going to be a very different vibe than here. We're gonna do a whole kind of new thing with that space because it's kind of asking for it. So, all right. So summer solstice is on Monday. And so we'll just kind of prepare ourselves. And tomorrow is a mass meditation that we're doing downtown at this park. What is it called? Oh, cool. Los Angeles Historic State Park. And I'll be there at 1:30 to 1:55. And supposedly there's like 4,000, 5,000 people coming. But in LA, that means if that many people, like if that's what registered, we'll have like about 5 people there. It's a mass meditation. 5,000 people signed up and 5 people will be there because everybody else will be like at brunch. But we'll be there 6, 7, and 1:30 to 1:55. And these guys are kind of part of my alien crew. It's called Disclosure Fest, but I think they're kind of pretending like it's not. Is that the vibe? It's like they're slipping the like alien Mickey to everybody, which is always my favorite thing to do. So it's I don't know what's gonna happen, but so that'll be from 1:30 to 1:55. Tomorrow, and then there's a bunch of other stuff happening, and it's free and it's outdoors at this. It's a kind of a new park in downtown. They took all of this kind of area and they're kind of greening downtown LA, from what I understand. So we'll do that tomorrow, and then tomorrow morning here on the west side. 9:30 to 11:30, we'll do this 2-hour special class. So those will be the kind of 1-2 punch, and then we're gonna head out for a minute over to Santa Fe, and then we'll be back. I'll be back for a couple of weeks before we go back to Mallorca. And you could come to Mallorca too, just letting you know, because you know that WOW airline that goes through Reykjavik? I'm from West Virginia. What do you want from me? How do you say it? Reykjavik. Yeah. Okay. It's actually quite inexpensive, this airline that goes through Reykjavik, and they make it so that you can like take a day or two in Iceland if you want on either side. So we were encouraging people to come that way because it's, and then you kind of pop down to Mallorca. There's a little bit of like Dusseldorf in between. There's a little bit of, there's a Dusseldorf between, but you'll get to Mallorca eventually, and we'll be there. So you could still come if you wanted to. What we're going to do on Mallorca, we're going to be in residence from the 14th of July through like the 26th or 28th or something like this, and we'll do 5 days of this yatra, which we'll have intensive kind of the yoga and meditation, and then we'll take you by the ear, box your ears around the, place. And last year people were complaining because they hadn't seen a beach for like 4.5 days, and I was like, what is wrong with everyone? We've been like doing meditation and yoga for like 5.5 hours a day since 4 o'clock this morning. And then I drug your asses around to all these sacred sites for like 9.5 hours. And you're complaining? You got like a rice cake and some like cheese. And you're staying in like a haunted finca with like a springboard for a mattress, and you're complaining? What is wrong with you? So we decided this year, because we like to do better than we did last time, we decided this finca we got last year, the woman she actually cooked for us at the Glastonbury retreat too. She's like a wild fairy character, and we decided to fly her into Mallorca. And she said that like 3 times when we were gone during the day at the haunted finca, that from behind she was cooking and she got pushed onto her knees. And I was coming down the stairs to teach sadhana one morning, and there was like what was the kitchen, like in the old days, it was like on the way down the stairs on the right, there was like a room that no one went into. And I was like coming down the stairs, minding my own business, and it was like, like from the dark. And I was like, no. We're not playing this game, but it was a real haunted place, a very strange place. So we decided this year we're gonna learn from so we're gonna like go to the beach, because I guess people like to do that. I don't know. We're going to go to the beach a little. They are famous beaches on Mallorca, so we'll go to the beach a little bit, okay? And then you can stay wherever you want to stay, so we don't have to deal with, the ghosts and stuff. If you're dealing with ghosts, you have to deal with your own ghosts, and we don't have to, So it's kind of like an urban retreat. You just get to Mallorca, stay where you want to stay, wherever you're comfortable. And then we meet at the studio there, and then we kind of go out and we'll hit the beach. And we learned our lesson. People were really mad about that beach thing. I was like, but then I remember, I don't like sand. I'm a Virgo. I don't like sand. I don't like to be wet and then have sand and then have to, I'm like, what is that? Like, ugh. But, we worked, and Honey Jeepin doesn't like it either, so it's very funny. We're like, it's like get wet, get naked, get wet, get sandy, then but we're gonna work it out for everybody. We're gonna work it out. Okay, let's come onto all fours and we'll do a little cat-cow. The spine, squeeze, press the palms. Inhale. And exhale, press back, forehead to the ground, palms together. Inhale. And exhale. And you'll come up. And we're going to come onto into the triangle pose, but you're going to come onto the toes and the fingertips once you get up there. So you're balanced on your fingertips and up on your toes. So press into triangle pose. And just come up there. And then see if you can come on your toes and your fingertips. And then naturally you'll start to swish your tail. Of course, that would be the next thing you would think of doing. So no one's surprised by that. Deep breath. See if you can get up on those fingers and those toes. We're working on your reflexes. A little deeper breath through the nose. And we'll take the socks off if you can. I mean, I appreciate some of the creativity with the socks here in the room today, but I'll try to get those bare feet because you're going to get the electromagnetic kind of balance through your bare feet. And it is 95 degrees outside, but besides that, we just have to do this till 12:37 a.m. Saturday morning, Hong Kong time. That's 30 seconds. Inhale and exhale, and we'll come back to sit easy pose. Let's see, I can't tell whether some of you have just like died slightly inside since I've been gone, or you're just a little tired. Okay, here we are. Fold the arms across your chest. Lock your elbows here. And then you're going to lean back 60 degrees. So you kind of get the chin in and lean back like that. And then you're going to roll your shoulders forward once you get back. So you lean back and then roll shoulders forward and long, deep breath. Working on a very subtle inner vitality that is very connected to this solar zenith, this summer solstice. Into the shoulders, the heart, the throat. I'm putting a pressure in the base of the spine for the Kundalini to rise. Hold the Mula Bandha and exhale and come into the baby pose, forehead to the ground and sitting on the heels. You're going to interlace the fingers behind the back and raise the arms up. It's called Yoga Mudra. And Yogi Bhajan said this is the only art and science of youthfulness. We're giving the frontal lobe of the brain a deep rejuvenation. And breathe into the back of the heart. Deepen the inhale by a couple seconds and deepen the exhale. cross-legged, or if you'd like to do half lotus or full lotus, this is there's really, not that many opportune times to do lotus. So here's one of them. Once you get wherever you're gonna go, now you're gonna lean back on your elbows. So you just kind of come back here like this, and then tuck the chin again. So good tuck of the chin is gonna put the pressure on that low spine for the hydraulics of your Kundalini. And the solstice time is a very active time to raise a new energetic pattern in your system. Deep breath. And the chin is slightly tucked to the bandha. Hold breath, squeeze Mula Bandha, focus strongly, third eye. And exhaling, come all the way up, please. And you're gonna straighten the legs in front of you, and you're gonna grab the toes if you can, whatever you can grab. We're just doing this 11 times. So we're gonna inhale up, and then exhale over the legs, forward bend. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Inhale. Hold breath, squeeze, pull Mula Bandha, focus third eye, tip of the tongue, roof of the mouth. And exhale. And then come back to easy pose, and you're going to put the hands in the center of the chest, thumbs pressed into the sternum, and the fingers, the hands pressed together. And then focus the eyes at the tip of the nose, chin in, chest out. And you'll inhale. And exhale. And now as you breathe, you're going to pump the navel. It's not breath of fire, though. You're breathing inhale and exhale and pumping the navel as you do it. And every time the pump of the navel happens, imagine 30 trillion points of light in and around you. 30 trillion points of light. Deep breath in and out as you pump the navel. Each pump of the navel cascading 30 trillion points of light in and around you, throughout you. Hold the breath. Now tighten every muscle of the body. Hold the breath. Every muscle squeeze. And powerful out the mouth. Inhale. Hold the breath and press the palms together. Squeeze every fiber. Let the face be relaxed. Squeeze the Mulabandha. 30 trillion points of light. Just this breath holding you in this container of the body. Exhale. Inhale. Hold the breath. Now squeeze every fiber. 30 trillion vibrating points of light, all with the same prayer. Project it out. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. They were getting a little worried here back at the ranch because every time they WhatsApped us or called us, we were up. And Adele was like, okay, you guys, what's going on over there? Because there's never a time that you're not answering the phone or responding right back. Because we were just tweaking around all over the place. And poor Shubha Preet's like such a granny. And, she's a total granny. And I'm like, at like 2:00 every morning, I'm like, let's go out. And she's like, but yeah, we were scaring everybody. There was a point at which what was your quote, Adele? They're tweaking out there and they like it. What was it? Well, Hong Kong's a late city anyways, and so is Spain. Spain is very late. We always like try to pretend like we're, when I'm in LA, I eat dinner before like 5:30 every night. Seriously, like that's my thing. But when we're in Spain, we try. We tell ourselves every night we're not going to do it, and then it's like 12:30 a.m. We're sitting down for dinner. It's just like it's the culture. Okay. So I'd like to work a little bit with the elements because we're at this solstice kind of window. And I remember, I'll tell you a personal story. I said to Hari Jivan, I'm like, I messed up. I got to leave this guy who I've been married to for 11 years. What am I going to do about this? And Hari Jivan's just like, come to solstice. Everything will be okay. And it's true. I just went to everything was fine. Solstice is a time where so much can be healed, so much can change, so much can just, clear off of you and lift off of you, and so much. So it's a very accelerated time. And so this is the teaching of putting, you put your life aligned with these equinoxes and these solstices, and if there's something that you need lifted off or you need help with, and that you put that into the kind of prayer of this time and just watch. It's very, very miraculous. It's beyond kind of the Roman calendar and the work slave kind of society and the way we've been taught about time and how we kind of slave through time. It really puts you into an alignment of this using time and space as a tool rather than being a tool of it. And so that's what you want to do during this next kind of week. And we're now really in this window. So if there's anything, this was very hard for me. He's still like my best friend. You guys all know him. He's around. And so it was really a very difficult thing. And the moment that I just kind of put that into the solstice space, then, literally like this, it was really a quantum. So that was a direct experience, but then I could tell you a million other ones. Like numero uno is I met Yogi Bhajan for the first time on summer solstice 2002. So that that's the vibe. It's a life changer. And so anything you want, anything that you need lifted off of you, anything that you're praying for, any intention you have, you need a million things will reach you in this time of solstice. So that's our prayer. And if there's something really that's heavy or something that you're magnetizing or whatever the case may be, whether it's something you need to let go or something you're trying to bring in, let's just kind of hone that prayer in the next couple of days. And Hari Jivan will be here tonight as well. Tej will be here on Sunday night and Monday night, and so we have some good kind of time to activate. Okay, so you're gonna go like this. You're gonna dive the hands down. It's like kind of like a wave. And then you just kind of start to get into it. Use the entire arm to create the wave, like waves of the ocean. Close your eyes. We're working with the Ra, the Father principle, the solar principle, the Sun principle. Exactly 1 minute from now, you will be upset. I can bet with you. In 1 minute more, you will be upset. You will feel either angry or bored, or you will feel both. It's a very difficult exercise. You're working on a meridian here which connects with the liver, spleen, and your whole immune system. You are directly dealing with your toxins and your poisons in all 10 bodies, emotionally, psychically, psychologically, mentally, physically, aurically, radiantly.
Agam agam asankaloa asankagahe sirvar hohe.
Just weave your prayer of healing,
Akrina
prayer of empowerment, manifestation, power of the Ra, the Father principle, may it give you strength.
Jiva formae teva teva pahe jeta kita teta now vinna hi kota kudrat kavan kaha vichar varyan java ekava jo tu the bhave sai balika tu sada salamat Asankana asankata agam agam asankaloa asankakahe sirvar hohe.
Create a wave
Akrina
of prosperity, healing, beauty, creativity.
Akrasir sanjobeka jinalekatis sirnahe jiva formae teva teva pahe jeta kita teta now vinna hi kota kudrat kavana kaha vichar varyan java ekava jo tu the bhave sai balika tu sada salamat hirenga. Asankana asankata agam agam asankaloa asankakahe sirvar hohe. Akrina, akrisala, akrigiana ketagunga, akrilekan bolanma, akrasir sanjobekan, jinalekatis sirnahe, jiva formae teva teva pahe.
The water element, which is an element that the Master Yogi Bhajan, Guru Nanak, Jesus, and many other ascended masters used to heal, create revelation,
Asangana Asankata Agama Agama Sankaloha Asankata He Sirvar Kohe Akrina Akrisalla Akriyana Gita Gunga Akrilekan Bolanbang Akrasir Sanjobeka Jinaleketis Sirnahe Jiva Furmae Tiva Tiva Bahe Kita Kita Teta Now Vinna Vinna Hikota Kudrate Kavana Kaha Vichar Varyana Javae Kava Jotuna Bhave Sai Valika Dusada Salamat Asankana Asankata Agam Agam Asankaloha Asankata He Sirvar Kohe Akrina Akrisalla Akriyana Geta Gunda Akrilekan Bolanba Akrasir Sanjobeka
Inhale. Hold the breath.
Jiva Furmae Tiva Tiva Bahe Kita Kita Teta Now Vinna Vinna Hikota Kudrate Kavana Kaha Vichar
And exhale. Good. And bring the hands in front of the chest. And the fingertips are going to come together. And you're playing the fingertips, the 5 tattvas. Move with the music, and the fingertips meet all at once. You're tapping the fingertips together, slightly separated, and then tap. You're playing the elements. hands together. Hold the breath. Focus strongly at the heart. Fingertips on the front, fingers on the front, thumbs on the back, and then you're gonna move the shoulders like wings. Any way you like, the rhythm is yours. Spine's going to start to adjust your lower back. Breaking up calcium deposits using the air and the fire element. Out the mouth, lion breath. Long, deep, lion. Really keep the tongue out the mouth. Pull the navel to the spine. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Use the breath to clean the lungs out. And getting the toxins out of the lungs. Move the shoulders, work with the air element and the fire element. Keep going. Good inhales and good exhales with the tongue out the mouth. Pull the navel to the spine. I'm getting a lot of the kind of heaviness off the lungs. This is very important, especially summertime in city. And get the smog off your lungs. got 2 minutes here, so use it wisely to get the heaviness, the grief, stagnancy off of your heart and your lungs. Pull the navel to the spine on the exhale. Powerful breath. Seconds. Inhale, hold the breath. Sit up tall, squeeze the spine, and exhale. Inhale, hold the breath. Exhale, inhale, squeeze the mulabandha, hold the breath. And exhale, now directly bring the arms up like this, look up. Look up, arms up 45 degrees. It's an original prayer. Original self, the original human. Look up and make your prayer, please.
Give me the wisdom.
Palms facing each other, arms 45 degrees, eyes open, and pray.
Peace and tranquility forever.
Pray in your innocence.
I long for you. I long to belong to you. My Lord, my dream, my love, myself. I long for you. Forever I see you in all. I see all of you in and around me. I longingly see you forever. Oh, I longingly see you forever.
May the stress of your need for attention, your insecurity, and all the stress that brings, may it be lifted off of you right now, instantaneously.
Raise me to ecstasy.
may you make it to the other side of this guitar solo. I believe in you. Hallelujah.
I longingly see you forever.
And the head is slightly dropped back. We're stimulating your thyroid. Breathe, breathe, breathe. The eyes are open.
My Lord, myself, love me, hug me, kiss me, raise me to the ecstasy. मेरा मन लोचे पूरा दर्शन ताई दिल पकड़े छात्र की आई.
The heartbreaks and the disappointments, the fatigue lift off of you.
Vikana utere shantanave
Grief.
bin darshan sant pyare jiyo. O kholi jiyo khoda gumai Guru darshan sant pyare jiyo. तेरा मुख सुहावा जियो सहज धुन पानी चिरा हुआ देखे सारंग पानी. धन सुदेश जहाँ तू बसिया मेरे सज्जन मित्र मुरारे जियो.
Place your hands on your heart, one hand over the other. Concentrate on the soft spot in the top of the skull and the crown of the head. Close your eyes.
मुरारे जियो. I long for you. I long to be
Become a little sparrow of time and space and project out. Leave the body and let it heal. dragon breath of fire. Right at the center of the heart, a powerful breath of fire. Very, very healing right now. Five seconds. Hold the breath, circulate as you hold the breath. Focus on the area of your life, your heart, your body that you want to heal. Very healing energy. Now concentrate. Exhale. Inhale. Hold the breath. Concentrate as you hold the breath. Concentrate where you want to heal. Send the healing. Exhale. Inhale. Hold the breath. Concentrate. Magnify the healing, magnify it. Beyond linear time and space, a quantum healing, magnify it. And exhale. Good. Okay. Now we're going to send you out to operate motor vehicles. That doesn't look like a very good idea. Bring the palms together. Talk to each other. Make some friends before you go out there. Okay? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. All right. Good work, everyone. Satnam.
Sedang